and his seemed to absorb the moonlight, his eyes like polished, but a chill wind swept through the ruined city, illuminated by the glow of a full moon. From the deepest annals of time emerges Lord Alaric Volkov, the progenitor of all known vampiric lineages, a figure of unfathomable power and allure. Beside him, a towering werewolf lycan, muscles rippling under tattered clothes, let out a low growl. They stood as an unlikely duo facing off against two unexpected opponents. Across the debris-strewn plaza, Spider-Man crouched, his iconic red and blue suit a stark contrast to the gothic setting. Right, fangs and fur, Spider-Man quipped, adjusting his web shooters. You're about to get a dose of friendly neighborhood justice. Beside him, Wolverine unsheathed his adamantium claws with a snit, a grimace set on his face. Lord Alaric's obsidian hair seemed to absorb the moonlight, his eyes like polished emeralds observing his adversaries. His precision in combat is legendary, each movement a calculated dance, effortlessly dismantling foes with centuries of refined martial prowess. Lycan lunged first, a blur of fur and claws aiming for Wolverine. The mutant met the attack head-on, sparks flying as claw met claw. Meanwhile, Spider-Man shot a web aiming to ensnare Alaric, but the vampire lord moved with impossible grace. He simply shifted, reappearing behind Spider-Man, a faint, amused smile on his countenance sculpted with an artistry beyond mortal comprehension. He simply shifted, reappearing behind Spider-Man, a faint, amused smile on his countenance sculpted with an artistry beyond mortal comprehension. A rather rudimentary tactic. Alaric mused, his voice a silken whisper. Wolverine, pushed back by Lycan's ferocity, roared in frustration. Spider-Man, now tangled in his own web, struggled against Alaric's effortless hold. Yet it is his ethereal beauty that captivates all, a timeless elegance that belies his terrifying strength. You underestimate ancient power, Alaric stated calmly as Lycan finally drove Wolverine into a crumbling wall. The impact sent dust and rubble showering down. Spider-Man, freed by a desperate lurch, swung away, trying to gain distance. Okay, this guy's stronger than he looks, he muttered to Wolverine, who was slowing, extricating himself from the wreckage. Alaric merely watched, a subtle shift in his stance indicating his readiness for their next move. Lycan, panting, stood protectively beside his lord. Perhaps a tactical retreat is in order, bub, Wolverine grunted, wiping a trickle of blood from his lip. Spider-Man nodded, already formulating an escape plan. With a final web sling and a desperate leap, the heroes retreated into the shadowed alleys. Alaric turned to Lycan, a flicker of something unreadable in his emerald eyes. They were entertaining, he said, a hint of dry humor in his tone. The werewolf let out a low chuckle, a sound surprisingly close to a human laugh. Victory secured. The vampire lord and his lupine ally surveyed the city, awaiting their next, perhaps equally unusual challenge. The moon, now high above, cast long, distorted shadows across the desolate urban landscape. Lord Alaric Volkov stood motionless, his dark attire blending almost seamlessly with the night, his ethereal beauty starkly contrasted by the surrounding decay. Lycan, having reverted to a more humanoid form, though still immense, leaned against a broken fountain, his heavy breathing the only sound for a moment. The brief skirmish had been a mere diversion for them, a fleeting amusement in their centuries-long existence. They possessed tenacity, Alaric observed, his voice calm, a rather refreshed change from the usual. Lycan grunted in agreement, flexing his claws. Small fry. Next time, they won't be so lucky to escape, he rumbled, his voice gravely. Alaric's emerald eyes surveyed the city, his vast fortune accumulated over millennia ensured that even this ruined district held assets under his silent dominion. Their purpose in this specific quadrant of the city was not to engage in hero-villain theatrics. Whispers of a burgeoning anomaly, a ripple in the fabric of reality, had drawn them here. An ancient artifact rumored to hold immense power had resurfaced from forgotten catacombs beneath the city's oldest foundations. It was an object that could disrupt the delicate balance of their hidden world, a balance Lord Alaric had painstakingly maintained for eons. This artifact was what truly brought them out of their ancestral shadows. Its energy signature, though faint, was unmistakable to Alaric's refined senses. His precision in navigating complex magical energies was as legendary as his combat prowess. Like an ever loyal, was his indispensable enforcer, a force of nature when brute strength was required. At the first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of violet and grey, Alaric turned. The true hunt begins, he stated, a hint of ancient resolve in his tone. Our brief entertainment has concluded. The serious work now beckons, lycan pushed off the fountain, this massive form ready for action. Together, the vampire lord and his werewolf companion descended into the shadows, leaving the quiet, broken city to await their return. The heroes had merely scratched the surface of the power that truly moved in the night. As dawn fully broke, casting long shadows, Lord Alaric Volkov and lycan vanished into the city's hidden depths. Their true quest for the ancient artifact now hindered. The world above remained oblivious to the profound power and ancient machinations stirring beneath its forgotten foundations.